The Daily Routine of Marcus Aurelius, Wisdom for a Meaningful Life. What if I told you that the secret to a disciplined, meaningful life was already written nearly 2,000 years ago? That the wisdom of one of Rome's greatest emperors, Marcus Aurelius, could guide you in overcoming distractions, strengthening your mind, and embracing each day with clarity and purpose? Marcus Aurelius was not just an emperor. He was a philosopher, a leader who ruled the most powerful empire of his time, yet found his greatest battles were within himself. He followed a daily routine built not on luxury, but on discipline, reflection, and the unshakable foundation of Stoic wisdom. His day began before the sun, no sleeping in, no indulgence in comfort. He wrote in his journal what we now know as meditations, reminding himself of life's impermanence, the certainty of challenges, and the choice he had to meet them with wisdom, patience, and virtue. He trained his mind before he trained his body. You see, the mind is the first battleground. Marcus prepared himself not with complaints, but with purpose. He accepted that he would meet difficult people, that not everything would go his way, that his duty was to rise, not for himself, but for the greater good. And then he moved. After journaling, Marcus exercised, not for vanity, but for strength, to remain capable, disciplined, and resilient. He knew that without a strong body, the mind suffered, and without a strong mind, the body was directionless. He treated both as sacred. Then he worked. His morning was filled with decisions that shaped an empire. He met with advisors, addressed legal matters, and ensured the stability of Rome. But his leadership was not about power. It was about service. He saw rulership as a responsibility, not a privilege. What about us? How often do we start our days consumed by distractions, by emails, social media, or worries about things beyond our control? Marcus Aurelius reminds us, we must take ownership of our mornings, prepare the mind, strengthen the body, and meet our responsibilities with focus and intention. But Marcus knew something else, that wisdom never stops growing. Despite his power, he remained a student. He read, he studied philosophy, he sought knowledge, not to appear wise, but to become better. A student once asked his master, "How do I become a wise man?" The master smiled and said, "Never stop learning." Marcus embodied this. He understood that true power was not in wealth or status, but in mastery over oneself. His afternoons were spent in contemplation. Even as an emperor, he took time for stillness, for silence. He did not see busyness as a virtue. He saw clarity as the true achievement, and in the evening he returned to reflection. He wrote, just as he had in the morning, questioning himself. Did I act justly today? Was I patient? Did I allow anger or desire to cloud my judgment? How often do we do the same? Do we pause at the end of the day to reflect, to adjust, to improve? Or do we rush from one moment to the next, never stopping to ask, am I becoming who I want to be? Marcus Aurelius left behind no great monuments to himself, no palaces bearing his name. His greatest legacy was his mind, his discipline, his understanding that every day is a gift, a chance to act with wisdom, to serve with humility, to live with purpose. So I ask you, how will you begin tomorrow? Will you rise with hesitation, or will you rise with purpose? Will you meet challenges with frustration, or will you meet them as lessons? The choice, as it was for Marcus, is yours. If you found wisdom in this message, take a moment to reflect. What is one change you can make to your daily routine starting tomorrow? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want more insights from the great minds of history, subscribe and join our journey into the art of living. Remember, the path to mastery begins with a single step.